Welcome to CityTV's Speaker's Corner, the television show by the people, for the people. Now, to find out what's been on Toronto's mind lately, let's go to the video booth for a few highlights from this week's show.
We have it bad, and that ain't good.
I see Angus and Blanco too.
Personally, I find Three's Company really offensive to my intelligence.
If you're gonna spit, bring your own spit bag.
I think it's about time that Canada does have a tax like the GST, because it's about time that Canadians pay for all the wonderful services that we get.
Why can't we just live in a society where women are protected?
Mitch! Hey, baby! Hey, you act as if you really mean it.
Well, hello, Toronto. I was here last weekend with a beautiful young lady, and we were expounding upon our problem because she was married and had a child, and we were here. So I'm here to provide you with an update as to what actually happened. Yes, we took your advice to heart, you see, and, well, I just wanted to let you know that being the fine, upstanding, young, moral, and ethical guardian that I was, I set her on her way to the proper path, and she's back with her family now and living happily. And that could not have happened had we not exposed ourselves in front of all of you. So, thank you very much. And, I just want you to know that nothing happened.
I want to talk about love, real love. I love somebody, but unfortunately, he loves me the same way, except that he's got this woman. But hey, I'm gonna win him over because I've got self-confidence.
Nothing. I'm serious.
Mark here got hitched last night.
But please don't tell any of my girlfriends.
Shauna, she's outside and she's banging on the...
Nicole!
Shauna,
Don't
come
tell
on
my
in.
girlfriends.
Shauna, come on in. You gotta get in.
Show your face.
This is Shauna. She just got married to Mark.
Show the ring, show the ring.
Show the rings.
Nothing. Look into these eyes and ask yourself, is this gentleman lying?
Let us build a bomb.
Hello, Toronto. It's me again. It's come to my attention that as a city and as a community, we're becoming extremely rude. It seems almost as if, I don't know, good manners or even conducting oneself with a sense of decorum seems to be a thing of the past. Furthermore, it seems to be unfashionable. Particularly, I would even say the Queen Street area excels in this. Now, it seems to me that as a group of people living in a comparatively small city by world standards, that we would be able to treat ourselves and each other with a degree of sensibility and sensitivity. However, we seem to excel at being nasty and generally unpleasant. Now, speaking as the voice of conscience for this city, I think the time has come to effect a degree of change, and simply, to put it very simply, to realize that we are here together and that we can live with each other, and that attitude does not represent quality, attitude does not represent style, attitude only represents attitude. And those who excel at attitude really, in truth, are excelling at nothing.
For all the bitching and complaining and stuff that goes on Speaker's Corner about Toronto, that I think this is one of the best cities in the world. I've been to a fair amount of North American cities, and come on, people complain about a lot of stuff, but it's clean, and for all the complaining, it does work. It really does work.
I'm Uncle Dick, and this is the Maid Marian. Maid Marian, did I say that? We represent a group called PAE. P-A-E. That's people against everything. So if you're protesting something or you're doing something, we don't like it. Doesn't matter what you're doing, where you're doing it, or who you're doing it with. We don't like it, so we'd like to protest it because people are whining, complaining, politicians are licking their butts all the time, and we just don't like it.
I would like to thank CityTV for providing us with this opportunity to speak out. And all the funds go to charity, which is a good cause. I mean, I'm here, we've spent $2 already. It doesn't matter even if we get on or not. The fact is that you care. Toronto cares. That means Canada cares.
We would just like to say a few things about the environment. My biggest concern is the blue boxes for cans are like in maybe a few schools and a few areas on the streets. We would like to see more boxes for tin cans, like for cans of juices and pop.
and also newspapers. There's only some available in the subway. I think we should, you know, put them all around Toronto.
We want them on the street so that you don't have to carry pop cans with you, because if you're a real dedicated environmentalist, you're going to carry the pop cans all over with you, or at least we do.
Right.
So we want them all over the streets, and we want newspaper bins all over the streets as well.
I'm Don Young, coordinator of the Toronto Recycling Action Committee, and I'd like to respond to the question about more blue boxes on the street. In fact, the Department of Public Works and the Environment is currently working on a program to put bins on all street corners and in many other locations, including strip malls. At the same time, the Metro Works Department is putting beehives, large blue containers, which you may have seen on City Hall Square, in strategic locations throughout the city, at parks and down by the waterfront. And I think you'll begin to see a lot more accessibility of a place to put your recyclables. Thank you for trying to stay abreast of it.
You got the way you nearly left my mind, made me feel so blue.
How come on Romper Room they never call my name? I always, every day I would sit there and watch Romper Room. And when she looks in the mirror, she goes, Billy's there and Susie's there. They never call Bronco. No. I wait every... No. Did they ever call Angus? No. I see Angus and Bronco too.
Don't go for second best, baby. Put your love into the test. You know you've got to make him protect himself. And baby, then you know your love is real. Protect yourself.
How about a little Joe Cocker?
Stand by, 1 minute and 6 seconds. Go ahead.
You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see?
In Kingston, Ontario, we get a glimpse of Queen's University's unbeatable rugby team.
I want to make a few suggestions to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maybe you should put some pylons out on the ice.
You guys are really bad.
We need to make some trades, guys, and it's got to happen soon.
And the trade with Quebec's not making it. You guys are hurting.
Yeah, we need some trades and some goals scored.
Yeah.
L.I. Afraidy, keep skating there, buddy. You're a class act.
And Ramage, you're toast. You're awful.
You're too old.
In our society.
Back to the girls.
Here they come.
No, for one, we're women. And one of the things that really bothers me in this world is the fact that people call women girls. And I don't think that they should be called girls.
And I think you've told me that before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and I still say chicks and girls and babes. Broads and bimbos. And bimbos. And no, we don't.
We don't want that at all.
We don't want to be associated with these people.
No, they don't want us
definitely not, because women are women, girls are girls,
At what
boys
age?
are boys, and men are men.
When is the difference?
Yeah, when is
Between
it girls?
18.
18. Right. So on their 18th birthday, they're not girls anymore, they're women.
That's right, they're women.
Okay.
We don't like these new hippie fashions. We really don't, because it's all people look. They walk around. They look like a bunch of bums, and these stupid, the foot part on the shoes is so big and thick and stuff, and all the shirts and everything. They don't match the colors, do they?
No.
The colors don't match. It looks like those hippies back in the days in the 60s.
It's like dark peach and
I know.
and rotted green or something.
And they just flick it on and say, "Hey, look, guys, you know it looks great."
I got an invoice in the mail this week, and it's usually $40. There's a little note on there saying, because of GST, we have increased your invoice. $53 on something that used to be $40, and I just find that disgusting. And Mr. Mulrooney, I don't know what to say. We need a new prime minister. We need a new leader, and we need him soon. We're already in a recession, and we're just sinking lower and lower, and half of it is his fault. And you can hide all you want, but sorry, that's just the facts.
That's right.
Can the GST.
Right.
I think it's about time that Canada does have a tax like the GST, because it's about time that Canadians pay for all the wonderful services that we get. If people really don't want this tax, they should also be prepared to accept fewer services than we're getting right now. People are concerned about daycare and would like to have a nationally financed daycare plan. If people really want that, they should be willing to pay it and realize that it costs billions and billions of dollars. And this can only, of course, be raised through taxes. Sure, the government's wasteful, but people are equally wasteful and also abuse the system. And I'd like to see more and fair, equitable government. I'd also like to see a situation in which people actually pay for what they get, including medical care. I'd like to see people actually have a user fee where every time you go to the doctor you pay $5 or $10, and that way you might be less inclined to go to the doctor every time you have a little sniffle, and you can actually save the government-run healthcare system a whole lot of money.
If you're gonna spit, bring your own spit bag. That's the way to do it.
Spit and scoop. I think that's a good policy.
That's a
Spit
good
and
policy.
scoop. That is the
Very good
solution.
policy.
Yes,
Okay.
we should have spit scoopers. It should be
And it should
legally
be like with the
enforced.
big, red ring with the sign over it,
Yes.
saying no spitting.
Lips with spit coming out of them.
Even if you're going to see AC/DC, no spitting.
Steve Horvath is here with us tonight because he's wearing
Tube
white
socks? Look at these socks.
with his hush puppies.
This is what you wear in grade school.
That really pees me off when people just wear white socks with dress shoes,
Exactly,
man.
exactly. You can't see him
Steve,
because
get a
he's
light.
ashamed of the way he dresses.
I wish I knew what Gramps was doing. I mean, this big job. Why won't he tell me? I guess it's just too important, Gadge. Nobody knows the...
Tonight at 8 on City. They were betrayed by their own government.
These men are heroes, and they deserve to be treated as such.
And they are now systematically being hunted and killed.
Somebody's gonna pay.
Keith Carradine stars.
You must cooperate.
Come on, man. Who sent you? What was your mission?
Keep your hands off my people.
The Forgotten, a CityTV premiere tonight at 8. And now, this week's winning Speaker's Corner contribution.
I'd just like to advise you that there is another disease rampant across Canada. It is called Mulrooney melanoma, affecting the very body of this country. One of the first side effects is free trade, causing mass closings in the industry, mass unemployment. There are 2.6 million Canadians unemployed as of now. Even Mulrooney's labor force development strategy, a plan to refurbish all federal immigration offices across Canada in order to provide a more suitable environment when the increased immigration begins. This tender is available to not just Canadians, but the whole U.S. market, to the lowest bidder. Have you purchased anything in the United States lately? One guess who will win this tender. In just a very short time, this country's been eaten away. Even Mexico may enter into the free trade agreement. Is this Montezuma's revenge? No, it's uncontrolled Mulrooney melanoma. In this Canada, we do not have a Surgeon General, but we do have a Governor General who has the constitutional right, when the government can no longer govern, the Governor General can call in the Prime Minister and dissolve the government. That is our choice, fellow Canadians. We have it bad, and that ain't good.
What I think would be a perfect date for me is to go out with a nice, good-looking, sophisticated guy, and we'd go to a quiet restaurant for a nice candlelit dinner, and after that, maybe to a movie. And whatever goes next would go on. I consider myself a pretty nice person. I'm about 5'9", and that's about it.
We're pretty much on our perfect date here right now.
This box is the atmosphere.
It's just, we're really romantic. We just want to whip our clothes off and make mad, passionate sex.
Now I stand alone. My heart's made of stone, but it's broken. And I look to the past. Oh, we broke up so fast. Is it over? Now I've lost it all, and I'm starting to fall, ooh, forever. But I still love you, and I've always been true, I swear.
Now edit it right, guys. Make it look good on Saturday for me, because she's gonna be seeing it.